What's up, y'all? ATH. Hey, Tweety One. What's up? How are y'all doing this morning? So y'all see that box in the back? I have to return this box of pots that I ordered from Amazon. Yes, some pots from Amazon. And they were damaged. The box looked like crap. And I was hoping that once I opened the box that they wouldn't be damaged, but the lids had some marks and there were some indentations on the pots, so I have to send them back today. Um, I hate that I have to do that. Oh, damn. Hey, UNC girl. Rita B. I was listening to, this morning while I was getting ready, I was listening to Heidi and what Heidi's going through with Cassie. I don't know all the ins and outs of that relationship, but I can say one thing. Sometimes people do want to see you always engaged in mess, and content creators have to be really cognizant of that, because some people want to keep up. They want to see you do your worst because it's entertaining to them. That whole saying, misery loves company, that applies on YouTube as well. Okay. And it's amazing how people want to just keep you in the gutter. For what reason? Why the hell do you want to see me just act the damn fool all the time? Let me grab something. Hold on, y'all, at this gas station. Okay. So the system was freezing up just now. Um, but guys, let me tell you this. You have to be aware of who you put in your circle, who you allow to be in your circle. Sometimes you have to distance yourself away from people because people will keep you immersed in BS. And people like that. You know those kind of people that you can call frenemies? I call those people frenemies. They like to keep up chaos in your life, but they stay close to you so they can insert themselves always into mess. They don't mean you any good. And I've witnessed on YouTube people that constantly want to be in your circle, but even then they're hating on you because they're intimidated by who you are. These larger YouTubers in this sector, a couple of the men that I've had some experience with, and you wonder why. What? If you're saying I'm this and I'm that and I lack this and I lack that, you do realize you're watching me and I'm not watching you. So who looks like the idiot? Who looks crazy? I've always dealt with people like that, and I understand when women say how some women are just jealous of them. It's weird to me because I don't see anyone as competition for me. I don't view people as competition. I'm my own competition. I don't try to get a car that costs more money because you may have a Volkswagen, so I got a Lexus because you have a Volkswagen. No, I got a Lexus because I wanted a Lexus. You may have a Mercedes or a BMW because that's what you want. It's apples and oranges. You know, people have different levels of what they're content with, where you live at. You know, some people like a big house. Some people are content with a small, cozy place. You know, I think that people on here are so jealous that it just consumes them. And I could never fathom why. Hey, Miss V. I could never fathom why. And I was like, why are these people? And if you find it entertaining, those people that you find entertaining because they go in on people and they curse people out all the time and they're drunk on camera and acting a fool, it's something wrong with you because you're getting off at someone on a downward spiral. If a person clearly has a drinking problem and you think it's entertaining, would you just sit back and watch a drunk husband beat his wife and you think that's cool? It's like that type of a mindset. I've never understood that. And I grew up around people that were alcoholics a lot of my life. Hey, Candy Cane. Hey, Just One and Only. And we try to instill that in the younger generation in my family. My sister and her husband, they have 6 children, and I always use them as an example because my sister and her husband both came from single parent households. Mothers that worked cleaning up and doing security, low-level jobs that people may think. But they were hard workers. But at the end of the day, my sister and her husband have 3 children that are in college, pursuing healthcare, business administration, computer graphics. These are people that, hey, the Smart Show. My sister didn't become a product of her environment. Just because you stay in a hood part of your life, you don't have to have a hood mindset. And I know for me, I work with people some are millionaires, some do commercials on TV, but I don't treat them any better than the person that's cleaning the toilet. Why would I? We have some doctors And some of our residents and some of the nurses act like, some of the physician's assistants primarily, they'll be like, Dr. So-and-so, how are your wife and children? Oh my God, I love your wife. Your children are beautiful. And I'm like, are we looking at the same kids? Now, them kids look like some puggles. And you sitting up there lying to this. If y'all don't sit y'all behinds down somewhere, oh, Dr. So-and-so, that jacket you have on is so cool. And I'm like, girl, cool your snooch off. You think you got somebody that's going to line your pockets. Now, this man look like Ebenezer Scrooge. And you sitting up there saying he cute. You're 25 years old and he like 65. And you talking about, your shoes, your boots are so cool. I like your boots. And I'm like, the boots probably still have cow crap on them that he, because he has cows. Why are you, girl? And the men, oh God, let me not even get on the men. Some of them. If y'all think that women can lay it on, gay men can really lay it on. Because they'll be like, oh, I heard about your dinner. I heard about that dinner party you had. I heard that it was fabulous, fabulosa. And I'm like, okay. Give me something so I can bash the back of your skull here because you're doing too much. Now, you was just talking to me and you were talking in an urban drawl, a urban southern drawl, but all of a sudden you become an upper New York yuppie. Where they do that at? So, I'm not fake with people. If I don't like you, I don't like you because you've done something to me. Sometimes I can meet a person and they're doing the most and I take a step back. If you're talking about all your friends, when one person walks away from the group and you're saying cute little stuff, I know you're going to do the same thing from me. When you're going to do the same thing to me, when I walk away. So why am I going to sit up and act like, we're cool? I'll be polite to you, but I'm not going to engage in conversation like I care what's going on in your life. I'm not built like that. When my friends came on camera and they was talking about me, you notice they were saying like, I'm the one that do this and I'm the one that does that. Because I'm that friend that'll tell them, listen, you need to stop the crap that you're doing. You're screwing up. Or, you did what? One of my friends dated someone and the guy used to always talk about his weight and make comments. And I had to tell him, do you think that's cute when he's just playing? He's just playing. He just met you and he's telling you got a big stomach? And he just met you? No. Baby, you better cut that loose and run for the hills. You don't let no man, anyone insult you like that. He met you with a big stomach. What is he trying to do? Rebuild you over? Trying to get over his traffic is a little bit crazy. Okay. Don't you jump over on me. But so I had to tell him, get you a dog or something. Stop getting someone to validate you. Because you're giving them too much power over your very being. Your emotional state is being dictated by them. Love yourself enough to walk away. I reached out to an ex recently, some weeks, about a month ago. I reached out to an ex several weeks ago. And, I just reached out to him to apologize for anything I may have done. Because I wasn't aware. I've treated him sometimes like crap because I thought he was a lazy man that didn't want anything. And I should have cut it loose quicker than, sooner than later. And I didn't. And I've been in that situation before, and I stopped feeling that person, and I just shut off. And I think that's not fair to the person, because you should let them know. You should let them know and not just, drag them along, because, I felt sorry because I knew this person liked me more than I liked him. So with him liking me more, I felt guilty about breaking up with him. Hey, Bertha. Jay Parrish. But I felt guilty about breaking up. But I have family members that have been in loveless marriages for years and years. And you're just living together like roommates. And I never wanted that to be me. Sometimes you have to be brutally honest with a person. Don't waste time, yes. And the Smart Show. And I think that I dated someone that was a pastor. That reminded me. I dated someone that was a pastor. And this guy was crazy as all get out. What Jay Wilson say, crazy as cat pee. He was very insecure, and I told a story about when I would go out with my friends, like to shop, like on a Saturday. Never lose yourself to someone. No, I'm not gonna go there. No. The Smart Show, listen, this is some nice people, but this person was crazy. He was attractive, and sometimes you have to just bring more to the table than looks, because a pretty box can have something in it that you don't want to, be in contact with. You can put dog crap in a pretty box with a nice big bow on it. But this guy, I would, like, if I'm saying, one time, my friends and I were going to the store, and it was like me and two of my friends, maybe like DJ and PJ. And I was telling him, hey, my friends and I, we're going to run some errands for a few hours. Once I finish the errands, I'll call you back and we can touch bases from there. And so I'm going to go run errands with my friend. One of his friends, an old gay hag, he was like, he's going somewhere with his friends. Why couldn't he tell you where he's going? So my guy, he was like a little parakeet. So he tried to parakeet that little message back to me. And I asked him, oh, am I 12 years old? Do you think I'm going to check in with you at every store I go to and say, hey, I'm at Target now. I'm leaving Target. Now I'm going to Home Depot. After I leave there, I'll go maybe to the mall. No, I'm not doing all that, because we're deciding as we go where we're going. And I'm not letting you dictate where I'm not going to come to you like I'm asking my parents for permission. Who the hell are you? And when he told me that, I stopped liking that friend from that point on. But strangely enough, the friend wanted to get with me when he and I weren't together. You know, the people try to sabotage your relationship because sometimes they want what you have. But I was like, I'm not going to check in with you. Dude, I decided we were going different places. I'm not going to call you and let you tell you we're going from here to there. I'm not doing that. I'm a grown man. If you have an issue with that, that's your issue. Is that going to be a problem that we're going to have? And I asked him just like that. Is that going to be a problem that we're going to have? Because I'm letting you know now, we can call it quits right now, because I'm not going to dance with you on this topic. He left it alone. Now, he had an ex that were trying to stalk him and I. The ex was trying to stalk him and I. And it came all to a head, baby. This man was climbing a balcony. The second floor, the guy I was dating lived on the second floor. He was in this quiet little community. They had a lake out there, and, it was mostly white neighbors. And, white people can be a little skittish at times. You got to be careful, because they run for the hills real quick if they feel that something's going to happen. So I was like, dude, the neighbor told him, there was a guy on your balcony. He was like, what? And he thought the neighbor was talking about me. And she was like, no, it wasn't him. It was this darker guy. And she was a white woman. She was like, it was this darker guy. And I didn't know what was going on. And I was thinking maybe that was your brother. And they look nothing alike, of course. But, some whites think we all look alike. But she was sweet as well. But when she said, the guy was sitting there and it was late at night when she took her dogs out to walk her dogs, I was like, dude, that was Abel. His ex name was Abel. His name Abel. And I'm like, that was Abel. And he was like, you think so? Who the hell else would it be? Yes, it was him. She described him to a T. And then, so we go on the balcony. Why did we see ear prints on the glass of the patio door? He had been pressing his face against the damn glass to listen to us in the bedroom. And of course, I'm like, well, he probably even got more pissed off when he was listening. I can do this and you can't. But I was like, that dude is crazy. And then, y'all, so what happened was he came over there one day drunk. And he was getting into it with the guy I was dating. And he was like, his name is Daryl. I'm not in contact with him anymore, but he was getting into it with Daryl. And I was like, okay, dude, why are you entertaining him? Why does he still have some type of a power in this relationship? Because you should have cut this along. You should have cut this loose a long time ago. And he was like, B, I'm not talking to you. And I said, well, B, I'm talking to you. And baby, from there, it was on and popping. And I took off shoes. I had some slides on. And I was like, dude, all this talk you doing, let's stop the talking. What you want to handle up on. And I hope your hand game is on point. So, Daryl got between us. And him and Daryl started getting into it. And I said, you know what, Daryl? No, let's just call the police on this ninja. Because he has to be stopped. So I'm calling the police. And he tried to snatch the phone out of my hand. Baby, when I tell you I locked onto him like a pit bull. And we tussling. Keep in mind, he was high. Not just drunk, but he was high on something else. I don't know if it was crystal meth. I don't know what it was, but it had his eyes all bucked wide open. And he looked like, you know how they say a shark eyes roll back in their head when they're feeding? His eyes looked like that. And when I tell you, I broke a vase on top of his head. It was a, do you know those pillars that you would buy like at the pawn shops or like at some type of expo, like the Roman pillars that you put vases on top? It was like a big white pillar that you would put like a flower pot on top or something. I took that thing like a sledgehammer and I busted upside his head, and it was blood everywhere. And I'm not too proud of this, but I felt like this guy was so high that I had to do whatever I had to do, because he acted like he was just obsessed. He was like he was possessed. I mean, okay, stop looking at the jogger, dude. I see you checking her out. You're sitting at the green light. Okay, but I bust that pillar on top of his head. And he was bleeding and still looking like he was like, oh, my head. Oh, my head. And the door was wide open. And they was like, oh my God, are you guys okay? Y'all please stop it. Ah! I was like, white woman. Now you got us all shot in here acting like you being attacked. But, baby, he took off running. The clothes were tattered up like he had been in a fight with a tiger. But I told Daryl, I was like, dude, I'm not going through this with you. This guy could have me potentially locked up, because I'm going to end up taking him out. And I know how my mind works. So let me not put myself in a position that I have to hurt him like that. And we said he was trespassing, and we had took pictures. And I told him after that, I kind of 2 weeks later, I broke up with him because I was like, dude, he called you and you're talking to him like, well, why did you do that? Why did he do that? What the hell are you asking him? Why did he do that? Why did he come to your house? Why did he climb the balcony? Why did he put sugar in your gas tank? Why did he slice your tires? And you're still asking why? As if you're talking to someone that's rational? No. So I broke up with him because I thought he was too much of he was a weak man. I can't stand a weak man like that. You let your friends dictate your actions, and you're very this guy, you had been in a relationship with him for 10 years. Not 10, no, they had been in a relationship, I think he said 20, since young. And this guy I was dating was like 45 at the time. And keep in mind, y'all, this is like about 15 years ago. Hold on, let me get my ticket. So I broke up with him because he was doing way too much. We had a barbecue before, and one of his friends had comments to say, my friends came to the barbecue. Now, he told his friend to bring something, and his friend brought like a bag of ice. Me and him paid for the stuff. I even paid more than him before the stuff because I was like, well, you know what? I'm not asking my friends to bring anything because they always bring stuff, and I'm inviting them to this barbecue. And then my friends were asking me, did I want anything? We had more than enough stuff. And his friend was like, what? His friends didn't bring anything? And I'm like, dude, I spent $150. That covered my friends for a damn barbecue. And my friends have always brought things when we had something. I didn't think they needed to bring anything this time because you always come there with your ribs touching your backbone hungry. This one time you bring some damn ice and you think they supposed to bring what, side dishes? Right, you know, if you don't go sit your behind down somewhere. Yes, Liam, I was like 12 years old. I was 12, so of course he was robbing the cradle. Why you say they probably did now, Bertha May? I think they're all alive. But he was a pastor, and he was very just he did weird things. And I had been down that road before with a pastor, but this pastor before was married, and I wasn't aware he was married. Um, that's like bringing paper towels. Yes, that's like bringing. Now you come there, you know you hungry, you haven't ate all day, and you know you gonna wipe everything out, and you done brought some forks. You done brought forks. Now, are you gonna eat those forks? Because sometimes when I've had things, I don't want people bringing things. I don't want you bringing anything. If I'm inviting you to something, I don't want a lot of extra things. And maybe I don't want, if I'm saying it's going to be a New Orleans theme, we're going to have a New Orleans type of, food. I don't want you bringing Asian food because it's a New Orleans food that we're having here, you know. And see what Bertha, we're gonna escort you right up out of there. I'm gonna be like, okay, we got security. Everybody can't cook. That's true. Everybody can't cook. Um, I told you when I went somewhere and the guy's mother had made potato salad, and she had like little raisins and craisins and little pieces of carrots and stuff. I was like, what the hell is this? In my mind, I was thinking that, and I was crunching, y'all. I was like, mmm. My friend's like, you like it? I said, it's different. I said it to him. I didn't say it because, people can be very particular about their food. I was like, oh, it tastes a little different. And she was like, she was like, I made some cake. And I'm like, okay, maybe the cake could be something good. When I tasted that cake, it was like a rum cake. And when I tell y'all, it was like dry, dry, dry. When people use liquor in their cakes, they got to be mindful that the liquor is going to dry the cake out. So you got to add something to make that cake a little moist. And it was dry. You could have fed that to prisoners of war as a form of torture. Okay, Lynn? Everybody can't cook, but, I think that, and it's all about what area you're from. Because some people like spicy, spicy foods. I don't eat spicy, spicy foods, but my family, sometimes they have done that. They cook like that because sometimes it's a New Orleans thing. They like a lot of, the Cajun seasoning and, Tony's, what is it called? Satchery? I'm not a cook like that. It's some kind of little seasoning that they use. Oh, okay. To make it pretty. But I think a lot of times people become heavy-handed when they're seasoning things. Everybody can, yeah, that's right, just one and only. Because some people are trifling. I went over to someone's house. I was invited to a dinner, and the dog's in the kitchen, and you holding the dog, and you kissing the dog in the mouth. Now, keep in mind, you're still cooking, and you got this little dog that you're holding that's got damn hair like a little bear, and I'm like, I see hair on your shirt, but you're in here cooking. I was hungry as hell, but I didn't eat anything there. I drank something, but I didn't eat anything. So, of course, I had to hit Whataburger as soon as I left there. Yes. My friend, one of my best friends to stay in Atlanta, I'm going to have him on cam pretty soon because he didn't want to get on before because he hadn't had his haircut or his face. Gay men tend to be vain like that. But I remember him coming when we were in the house here in Houston before it flooded. And he was cooking in the kitchen. And my little dog, my little schnauzer walked in there, and my friend Mike was like, get out of here, get out of here. Now, I agree with him on that, because, Taboo was trying to get attention from him, and I'm like, get out of there. Now, my ex would tell Taboo, stop, Taboo. Taboo, leave out of the kitchen. Taboo, what are you doing? I'm like, Jay, why are you talking to him like that? He's not going to respond to that. I would have to be like, hey, get out of here. And he would get out the kitchen. But when he came in there with my friend Mike was cooking, and Mike was like, I can't cook with no dog in the kitchen. He ran Taboo out. And my ex was feeling a certain kind of way. And I'm like, listen, if you're cooking, you can allow Taboo in there, but he didn't feel comfortable with Taboo in there while he's cooking. Taboo's a little dog, and he was sitting down on the floor. He was sitting down on the floor, and sometimes you may have your dog bowl in a corner in the kitchen because, it's maybe a laminate, it's a tile floor or something. So you may let them eat in the kitchen in a corner, but I wouldn't have a big dog like a Rottweiler or a German Shepherd in the kitchen because that's too close to the counters and the hair is flying everywhere. The reason I even got Taboo was because he's a schnauzer. He's a miniature schnauzer. And those dogs don't shed like other dogs. They may have a little hair that you barely noticed, but it's not like having a Great Dane or some type of a Beagle or a Labrador. So I got the dog because I didn't want hair everywhere in my place. But I saw people that had cats that jumped on the countertops, and I don't want any animal that can jump up and lick off a piece of food on the counter. No. Feeding dogs with the forks. See, that's net. To me, your pet should not eat off of anything that you I had like a little Tupperware bowl, and I had put my dog's food in there because we were going somewhere. That Tupperware bowl was never used again by a human. But the ex was like, I'm gonna wash that bowl. I'm gonna put it in the dish. No, no, no. That bowl is not to be washed with other bowls. The dog ate out of the damn bowl. You need to take that outside and spray it with water. We're not rinsing the dog bowl off even in the sink with other plates. No. Listen, I will take that dog bowl outside and see it with a water hose. I am not going to be cleaning it in the kitchen. Now, would I do it like in the bathroom sink or something? Maybe there, because I'm not putting dishes in the bathroom sink. But anything that I'm putting my food in, I'm not going to put the dogs, what the dog has licked and ate out of, where humans are going to be in that same. No. No, I'm not even washing the dog towels with my clothes. The dog towels will be washed by themselves. They won't be mixed with anything that a human, because I don't like the idea that this dog food yeah, let me get up. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Um so I don't like the idea of the dog. I don't like the dog food mixing with human food at all. Um I I think that you can't mix the two, because I don't want a dog's food, um, the debris from the dog eating, mixing with what I'm eating. So, that's crazy. Yeah, let me go and get out of here. Um, I need to go and clock in. Um, Thank you guys for coming through. I'll be on later today. Me and my friends may be on. I'll let you guys know. Tweety, I'll give you a holler. Lynn T, we need to talk as well. We need to do a mod meeting, a StreamYard behind the scenes, guys. And just let me know what days are good for you, because I would like some of my mods to meet behind the scenes. But y'all, I'm out. Have a nice day. Much love.